Hi everyone, it's time for a little scrap lift challenge, I guess. I was floating around on the internet and on Pinterest I found a beautiful card. I put it on as a desktop on my computer and I tried to scrap lift it. Now I didn't have half of the things that she had, but I put it together and managed to come up with enough items to make it look almost identical to her card, which was fun. um, I don't know what paper line she used, but it was a map in the background and it was a nautical theme. So I had this one from Teresa Collins and I thought, well, I can make this look like a map and create it myself. So this is the card that I came up with and I think it turned out pretty cool. So, whoop, and I didn't have a charm that was an anchor, so I got creative and I actually used Shrinky Dink, the plastic, and I stamped an anchor, cut around it, and then shrank it. And they turned out really cute. I thought, you know what? This cost me pennies. I did see them in my local scrapbook store, but they were over $1. And I thought, I'm not buying a charm that's $1 for a card that's going to get tossed in the garbage, which is what happens when you make a man's card. They don't keep them and cherish them like we do. So the stamp set that I used on my card was by Graphic 45, and I used the ship. Oops. I used the ship, and I cut the circles out on my Cricut. So I wanted them a certain size, so it was 3 inches high, this ship. And then this little one here, what I did was I cut out the circle the size I needed first, and then I stamped it as close to the center as I could. I didn't want it as big as this was, so I just sort of wanted the center part of it. So hence, it kind of looks like it's been cut off, but it gave me the same sort of idea as what she did in hers. I also didn't have a stamp that said relax, so I just used my computer, printed off relax, and I did another one for men's happy birthday and inked around the edges, and I got that. The other thing that I did have was a stamp, or a punch, I mean, which gives me the torn out pages. I don't know what you call this, but she had that in hers, and hers was a little different, but I still managed to get that part done. It's down here and it's dark. Oops. Down here and it's dark, but it's still there. Let me see if I can make that a little brighter. There we go. So there's my little punched out part. And the rope, that was kind of cool too. I sort of scratched my head trying to figure out how to do that one, but basically cut a bunch of pieces one length, tied them in a knot, and then taped them to the back, glued the whole thing down. So I'm going to put one together and show you how I did it. Okay, I know my desk is a disaster, but you know what? When you're creative and you're in that moment, it's best to just leave it alone because something will go missing if you try and clean up. Okay, so there's my finished card. I cut my own card base just out of cardstock because I wanted a certain color. And I think that this turned out really cool with this, and I inked around all the edges of everything. So basically that's our background. Simple. This, what I did was, I don't know what she did. I'll look back at the picture in a second, but she might have embossed it with stripes. So I used my wood grain and I inked over that so that it gave it some dimension. I used my little punch and I tore the edge and inked around the edges. So that will go here. This will go here. It looks like the boat is tilting, but it's the only reason I don't like going sailing is because sailboats tilt. But watch your water line when you're putting this on your card, not to turn it this way and think that the ship should be straight. That's just a quick little tip. I'm not, I don't care if you do or not, but just, you probably wouldn't have thought of it. There's my other one. Now here are the pieces of twine that I used. It's actually kind of a jute rope. I had 3 different types, and basically you take it, tie it in a knot. It's so simple. I was thinking how, okay, I was gonna wake my son up and ask him how to do a sailor's knot. And then I gave up. I thought, okay, he's sleeping, I can't wake him up. I'm just gonna make a knot and it'll look just fine. So basically the knot works like this, and then you figure where it has to go. And I tucked it underneath, taped it. With the little anchor, what I did is just tied a thinner rope around the anchor itself and left enough rope to be able to just be loose. And then I stuck it, when I was sticking this down, I put it under the tape, and that worked quite well for that. And then, like I said, I just printed these off on my computer, on my printer, and I put it together so quickly. Once you have all the embellishments that you need to put on it, it goes together really fast. So I wanted to show you that real quick, and now I'm going to get back to making the rest of them. And my husband's Father's Day card will be perfect, and he wants to send one to a friend of his, so hey, it'll be perfect to have all these cards. Hard to make man's cards, so I'm quite happy to have this. The other thing that I will do, but I couldn't do it quick enough, is I'm going to make the porthole things with glossy accents, because I don't have anything else. But I could have used little, whatever, they're rivets, or I have stickers. Maybe I'll use stickers. I've got little embossed stickers that are dots, and I'll put those in so that it kind of gives that dimension. All right, there you go. That was my share. Bye.